Welcome to another episode of Jimmy Brown Fishing. It is mid-September in the state of Florida, and today it's raining and a few thunderstorms and a little bit of lightning, so I've decided to stay in today and talk to you a little bit about some of the deadly combinations of jig heads and jigs that I like to use when I'm either trolling for crappie or if I'm just casting for crappie. So I'm going to start off with the pink Roadrunner, and that's the one right here. It is pink with a silver blade, and I like using the Dominator 2.5-inch twister tail in the bubblegum chartreuse color. This is a very deadly combination when it comes to trolling. Especially when the water is a little muddy or murky. Now, when the water is clear, the silver blade is the choice. When the water is muddy or murky, I like using the gold leaf spinner. It seems to be easier for the fish to see in that type of water. Another combination that I like to use, especially when I'm casting, is the Strike King jig head with the sickle hook using a Bobby Garland 2.5-inch split tail in the color Cotton Candy. This last spring, this netted me my bag limit on a daily basis. If that's not working, this is my go-to second. It is a neon green pill head jig, and I'm using a shad minnow, an electric chicken, and I believe it's 2.25 inches long. This is also made by Bobby Garland, and as you can see, this paddle tail gives it plenty of action on a slow retrieve when you're casting into those weed lines and those brush piles. Now, before I get off of here, I would like to share with you a couple of my tackle boxes so that you can have a look at some of the jig heads that I do like to use. The colors are dependent on mostly watercolor. Now, I know that's a choice of fishermen, not necessarily a choice of the fish. It's whatever you feel most comfortable using. Like I said in the beginning, when the water's muddy, I like to use a bright colored jig. And when the water's clear, I'll switch to a lighter colored jig, such as a white Roadrunner with a shiny spinner, or perhaps a Strike King jig head with the sickle hook. These are my twister jigs that I like to use on those said jig heads. And as you can see, I've got quite a variety. This is only part of what I use, but these two boxes right here are the main ones that I take out. And they're my first go-to boxes when I'm doing any type of crappie fishing, regardless of the weather or the water clarity. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Jimmy Brown Fishing. And when the weather clears and it starts cooling down a little bit, we'll be out in the boat doing some casting and some trolling, and we hope to be reeling in some of those monster crappie. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.